There's a reason some memories are buried, but today, I need to share mine. Ever picked up something you should have left alone? I did. The rummage sale was one of those sad, rain-soaked affairs that spring up in forgotten parking lots. I almost didn't go, but there it was, amidst dusty old trinkets and faded clothes. A simple wooden box, strangely captivating. "Why so cheap?" I asked the seller, an elderly man with haunted eyes. "People just want things gone sometimes," he mumbled. Curiosity overwhelmed caution. I paid and left. The box felt odd in my hands, both cold and somehow waiting. Resisting the urge to pry it open right away, I headed home. My apartment, usually a haven, felt different, tense. I placed the box on my coffee table. Ever hear those stories about things you're not supposed to open? I should have remembered them, but the allure was irresistible. I slowly lifted the latch. Nothing. Just a small, tarnished silver locket and an old photograph. The woman in the photo seemed familiar. Was it an old family picture? My reflection in the locket seemed off. Shaking it off as nerves, I left the box open and went to bed. That night, my dreams weren't mine. I was the woman from the photo, chased, hunted. By what, I couldn't tell. I woke in a sweat, the early morning light feeling too dim. As I prepared breakfast, I heard soft whispers from the living room. The photo now showed not one, but two figures. The second, shadowy, stood behind the woman. I tried calling friends, describe what I was experiencing without sounding mad, but every time I'd dial, the line would go dead. Days blended together. I lost track. Every night, the dreams, always the same. The shadowy figure getting closer. Food tasted odd. Sounds outside seemed distant. Only the whispers grew louder. Desperate, I turned to the internet. Typed with trembling fingers. Dybbuk Box. Stories flooded my screen. Boxes like mine, housing restless spirits. But none seemed exactly like what I was experiencing. Scrolling down, an old forum post caught my eye. "The worst Dybbuk isn't malevolent. It's lonely." The post spoke of a spirit, trapped, trying to pull someone in, to share its solitude. Panicking, I decided to seal the box, but the latch wouldn't close. The photo now showed the shadow almost touching the terrified woman. That night, the dream changed. The shadowy figure grabbed the woman, pulling her into darkness. I woke, gasping on my living room floor. The box lay beside me, shut tight. The locket outside. Suddenly, a knock at the door. It was my neighbor looking concerned. "You okay? Saw you buying that box. Figured I'd check." Confused, I showed him the now sealed box. He paled. "My grandmother had one. Told me never to touch it." Stammering, I recounted my ordeal. He listened, nodded, and gently said, "Leave, now." Not understanding, but trusting his urgency, I grabbed essentials and followed him out. He took me to a small house outside town, introducing me to an elderly woman. She listened, examined the box, and sighed. "That's no ordinary Dybbuk. It's more ancient. It bonds." With a heavy heart, she spoke of rituals and old ways. Hours turned into days as we prepared. The night of the ritual was stormy. It felt right. Candles, salt circles, chants in a language I didn't recognize. The box shook violently, but as dawn broke, it finally lay still. Exhausted, I thanked the old woman. She simply said, "Remember, they bond. It'll always know you." Years have passed. The box is buried deep, somewhere remote. But sometimes when it's quiet, I swear I still hear those whispers. Sleep doesn't come easy, because I know. The box is sealed. But it's out there, waiting. Remember, when you're feeling alone and stumble upon something that feels too good to be true, be careful. What you think is a simple trinket might be seeking company, just like you.